Release the tension in the air when you pull me down like that. Boy, you turn me oh so bad. Oh, it's just this feeling deep inside. Now my thoughts are running wild when your body's into mine, going round and round. For you, I let you break my heart in two, right to the end of the earth with you. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. You're so dangerous, dangerous. For you, ready to jump right off the edge. Don't care if I can't catch my breath. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. You're so dangerous, dangerous. Feel your love me, when you touch me there. Feel the love, feel the love, feel the love, babe. Feel the love, babe, when you pull me there. I feel the love, feel the love, feel the love, babe. For you, for you, for you, yeah. Oh no, baby, for you, I let you break my heart in two, right to the end of the earth with you. There's something that I wouldn't do. You're so dangerous, dangerous. For you, ready to jump right off the edge. Don't care if I can't catch my breath. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. You're so dangerous, dangerous.
Welcome to the final week of the Black Ops 3 Perfect Alliance League. I am Maze, joined by Fattern. How are you this fine evening, good sir?
Feeling a little jumpy, getting ready to go. Got an exciting match on our hands. Tell us more about it.
Well, we've got EZG Esports going up against Earthroot Gaming. Of course, Earthroot is a new name, but it's basically the roster that we've been used to seeing play under that Death Rules name. And that is basically the main difference. Everyone else is still there. So that organization is representing the final week here in our league. So it should be pretty exciting to see that. But of course, the Ban and Protect system is going on right now. and it is sure to be an exciting one between these two teams. Of course, you got to give it up to how EZG has performed throughout the competition. They are currently number 1 in the standings, and I'm sure that they're looking to continue that throughout the night. Of course, they do have a substitute player as well here, Fattern, and that's worth mentioning as well. Paranoia is the player to watch there as far as that's concerned. But overall, you see Perk 1 Greed, definitely interesting to see removed from play, along with Heatwave. That was removed by Casmo, and of course, Hyza removing that HCXD as well.
Yeah, the Kinetic Armor, Heatwave, and HCXD seem to be things that really alter the way the game is played. Heatwave can, obviously kill a lot of people in the hill if you stun them. Kinetic Armor can win you some really important gun battles, whether it's on rotation or inside the hill. And an HCXD easy streak to get can get you a lot of information on the map, or can either, if you hide it behind a car, you can almost third-person view around something to kind of hold enemies off. Perk 1 Greed, I'm assuming that's probably to block Flakjack and Afterburner, or potentially Overclock, but Overclock was just banned. So that's a really interesting one to see. Not sure how useful it is, but it looks like those first 2 that were banned because they want to have a pretty classic or original game of Call of Duty here.
Yeah, and that's probably what it's going to boil down to. Of course, the Semtexes were removed as well, and the frag grenades are still things you can use, but of course Flak Jacket going to be the perfect way to counter those. Of course, you'll see that Tempest is going to be selected by Casmo, and that's a unique pick to start things off on Hardpoint, even though Casmo has made some plays in the past in Respawn with the Tempest in hand. Of course, Paranoia going to have that Reaper Scythe, and Stumpy with the active camo. Muni wraps things up for the EZG lineup with Fire Breaks, Purifier, and that's a pretty solid bit of weapons and, of course, special abilities.
Yeah, I mean, the big difference, obviously, the Gravity Spikes versus the Tempest. Sure, the Gravity Spikes will probably be used inside that Grandma's Hardpoint, along with the Purifier. And the Tempest, depending on where it's used, obviously on the train side, it's very effective, and potentially even in the first Hardpoint, because it's hard to really have any sort of cover. So if you do get shot and any teammates near you, they're probably going to get chain killed as well. But for the most part, those are the 2 big differences. I expected to see the Purifier. It's becoming more and more important on this map. Fringe, always long range, always going to see the Scythe, and then active camo just becoming used all over the place, no matter what game type, as long as it can be used effectively. So I'm not really too shocked by anything we've seen here, especially since active or Kinetic Armor and the Heatwave are gone. But I'm excited to see what streaks get used now that we, I think as of, was it last week, the week before, that Cerberus was really buffed. And you can see a lot of players putting that on there, trying to get that out there, because that's pretty much like a 5th man that takes forever to kill.
Oh yeah, it is a fantastic score streak. Another thing that's worth mentioning as far as buffs are concerned, the ICR-1 also received a buff just today, actually, when the patch went live. The accuracy on that weapon was increased even further than it already is.
Was it the accuracy or the recoil reduced?
Well, the recoil was reduced, which in turn does help
yeah,
the accuracy of the weapon overall. But that's a fantastic weapon, and it's very accurate with the recoil already. So the fact that that was buffed even further could potentially make it an even better weapon overall. So I'm looking forward to seeing if you see the M8A7 banned, if you see XR2s or Shiva's banned, will that ICR-1 be a weapon that can be utilized even further? I'm sure that it would potentially be in question for sure.
Yeah, I mean, something like a CTF or a search and destroy, where you can really post up and hold down a position for like a long period of time and not have to kill someone over and over and over again. It could be a really strong gun. They just, every single patch, I swear to God, it gets the maximum damage range or the stability, and now the recoil, they're just making it a literal laser of a weapon. But what do you want to see here starting off at the beginning of this Fringe hardpoint? We know it's a crazy hectic one around the first actual hardpoint area in the middle of the map, but what is going to stand out to you here?
Gotta have those ARs start fast. If they're able to slay those players with those SMGs trying to flood the hill right away, you're gonna see some very good points being scored by the team that does that first. And of course, EZG is going to opt to set things up in top barn, as Casmo is going to be that AR player trying to support his team. Meanwhile, not able to get that first blood, and Muni goes and gets taken down. So does Stumpy, so a very good break coming in for Earthroot Gaming. They're going to get the initial points to start.
They had a nice setup there. Stumpy made a